Alright.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tony Miller, and I'm going to be talking about standardized tests. A standardized test is a test that is administered and scored consistent, and it also uses interpretations and consistent scoring in a predetermined or standard manner. Now, standardized tests are given on different levels of grade school. First, starting off with the ITBS test, and my first disagreement with that test is you have students from ages 5 to 12 who really don't know what's going on. They're just happy to be in school, and they just want to play recess. They just want to have recess and nap time, but you're trying to tell them to take a standardized test that can determine if they pass or fail. Next, in middle school, you have a CRCT test, in which should in most cases determine whether they're going to pass until high school or whatever. My disagreement with that is, if they make the grade in the class, why should you tell them when failing one test should they not be able to pass to the high school? The next test is given on the high school level is the Georgia High School Graduation Test. Now this, in my opinion, is the silliest test, because after going through all these levels of grade school and then being a junior high school, the last thing in your mind is thinking about what you took in 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and then spitting it back out another standardized test. You're thinking about college, you're thinking about SATs and ACTs, and not what you learned in the past. Next, you have the SAT and ACT. Those tests, you would say, they determine whether you're going to get, what type of college you're going to get to, depending on your score, and basically that test right there. Also in college, you have region tests, which I really think is crazy, because you're in college, so why not take another standardized test to tell me if I can pass college or not? College is stressful enough as it is without a standardized test. But after doing research, I'm going to give you my different perspectives on why people fail to do well on tests. My first reason is nervousness. A lot of people get nervous because they know that if I don't do well in this test or I don't pass this test, then I might not be able to pass to the next grade level, or I might fail how you take it. It's a lot of stress on them. So I mean, that affects why they do poorly on the test. My second reason is they're bad test takers. A lot of people, there's a lot of smart students that they do well in class, but when it comes to test taking, they're just not good test takers. They see it, they might shrivel up, and just get, like I said, get nervous again. And my last and final reason is the procedure of the test. You got to bubble in your name and your address, your race, ethnicity, and all of that stuff. That takes about 10 minutes alone. And if you think about it, that can lull the students to sleep, especially being at the age that they are at. Now, my next thing I want to talk about is the importance, or the lack of importance, that the standardized test play. In the Washington Post, there was a mother that wrote that her son had a 3.275 GPA, but he was denied access to Virginia Tech University, James Madison University, William & Mary University, but it's a 3.2 GPA. It's probably like an 84, 83 GPA in high school. But on the standardized test, he had an 800 on the verbal part of SAT, which is a perfect score. He had a 760 on the math part, which is just 40 points away from a perfect score. And on the subject test in chemistry and biology, he scored a 740 and a 710. And as a junior, he recorded 2 5s in the AP exams in calculus, BC, and chemistry, and he got a 4 in U.S. history. So the question is, if they put so much emphasis on the standardized test, why did these schools reject her son when he had the grades for the standardized test, but as far as in the classroom, he had a lower than acceptable GPA, regardless of the fact that it was still a B and he did pass all the classes. I'd like to thank you for listening, and I know that you have your opinions on standardized tests. This is mine. Thank you for coming, and have a great day.